Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mitch. Good Monday morning to you all. I hope you guys are doing well out there this morning, having a great start to your day and a great start to your week. I got you an update on what's going to happen weather-wise for today. Today's video will be very short, not a whole lot to speak on. High pressure really dominating a lot of the country. Really, the only thing to speak on is some short-wave pieces of energy riding the base of this trough that continues to move through areas in the Mid-South into the Southern Alps range, where we're seeing a little bit of snow in areas of the Southern Alps, higher elevations in North Carolina, the Smokies. In fact, already some people have gotten some video from the wee hours of the morning of the snow falling with the fall foliage. And speaking of that, me and my family are actually going to take a spontaneous trip today up to the North Carolina mountains to try to experience that. I know that's something I've always wanted to see personally. Was going to go Friday, but we're looking like we're going to go today instead, just because Friday they're calling for rain, Monday they're calling for rain. Really can't take a day off in between, and might could see a little bit of snow, so I'll take today over Friday. So we're going to make this video quick because I got to get on the road, but we're going to figure it out, talk about the weather for today. Not going to really talk about anything after today, but stay tuned for later on this evening. I might have some footage that I pump out of the fall foliage in the North Carolina mountains. We'll see what it looks like. But with that being said, if you guys have not subscribed, certainly consider doing that. Like the video if you like it. If you folks got anything that I can pray about or pray over, as always, please put it in the comments below so I can do that and others can do so too. So we have the ridge over the west and then troughing over the east. And you can actually see the flow out there based off the water vapor loop. Not a whole lot going on out west today, except if you're in the Pacific Northwest, where basically the jet is moving right over your region. Therefore, the storm track is moving over this region. So some unsettled weather for your Monday. And then this trough is kind of built over this entire region right here. So you got pieces of energy that continue to swing down. And it's cold enough under this trough to where, some of this moisture is falling in the form of snow above 5,500 to 6,000 feet, which isn't widespread areas in the North Carolina, Tennessee mountains, but certainly areas in like the Great Smoky Mountains, like Mount LeConte, Clingman's Dome. It's probably seeing snow this morning. In fact, they were already seeing it yesterday evening in the Mount Mitchell area, which is very high up, but yeah, it's pretty neat falling on the fall foliage. It's always, I always thought that was something that would be really cool to experience. So I'm going to try to experience it later on today for sure. But that's what's going on. I mean, outside of that, guys, we're going to have some energy that's going to fly through the upper portion of the Northeast, generate a lot of shower, even some heavy shower activity is very possible. Outside of that, guys, pretty quiet out there. It really is. And if you look at what's falling out there based off the radar system entering the Pacific Northwest this morning, we got an area of moisture. It'll probably start snowing again in some of these higher elevations of the Southern Alps. Very high. I'm not talking about 2,000 or 3,000 feet. I'm talking about much higher than that. But here comes another piece of energy that will fly through. We got rain falling in areas of the Northeast. Got a sneeze about to come. Hopefully we can get it away. All right, I think we're good. Oh man, fighting it off strong. Oh, nope. All right, good for one sneeze a week. Thank y'all. All right, Storm Prediction Center, not much of anything. We could have enough convective energy with this piece of energy moving in, the storm system moving into the Pacific Northwest to actually see some thunderstorms in the Seattle region, portions of Washington State. Everybody else, very quiet. No risk of severe weather today. Watches and warnings, we got high wind warnings and watches up in Montana where we're expecting some strong winds to move in. Freeze warnings still right in the middle of the country. Outside of that, not a whole lot going on. Really isn't. Pretty quiet. Talk about the Southeast today. Some shower activity will be flying through. Could deal with a little bit of showers in the southern tip of Florida, but just ongoing northwest flow that will continue to push into the mountains of North Carolina, Virginia, Tennessee, West Virginia, and not to leave you folks out in West Virginia, but if you live in the higher elevations in West Virginia, you folks could certainly see a little bit of snow too. Snowshoe region. Showers are possible in the Cumberland Plateau. Could eventually get some shower activity all the way into the Midlands of South Carolina later today. It's very possible, but nothing too crazy to write home about or anything like that. Everybody else, pretty quiet, guys. It really is. A little bit closer look at the moisture that could funnel in over areas of the Southern Alps. A little bit later this morning, could get another round of precipitation and a little bit of snow falling in the Rockies, a little bit of snow kind of around the Mount Pisgah area. There's some more elevated regions in that area too. That's right in the Mount Mitchell region, so a little bit of snow could fall around that region also. Just these higher peaks, like you gotta be about 5,500, 6,000 feet up. And I really think we're already been seeing it. We're probably seeing it this morning right now as I speak. But a buddy of mine named Josh, he actually he was one of the first people on the location. I'm sure struggling figuring out my words to really capture some pretty heavy snow falling around that Mount Pisgah area. Not at Mount Pisgah, but it was around one of those overlooks that was about 5,500 feet up in the air. I mean, it was coming down. So it's just the changing of the seasons. Here we go. It's not totally uncommon, but some more precipitation will move over the mountains a little bit later this morning, this afternoon. Maybe a little bit of snow can mix in. So really interesting. Hoping going to catch some of this a little bit later today. But you see off the HRRR model, you see these higher ranges in these areas that could see that snow. But the Great Smoky Mountains, which unfortunately, I believe it's, I forgot the road network that goes over the Great Smokies. They close it when conditions get like this. And unfortunately, I would love to go over to this region, but unfortunately, it's probably closed off. It is closed off, so can't go over there. But speaking of the Northeast today, a lot of shower activity. We could get some showers in Ohio, West Virginia, Eastern Kentucky, New York State, the rest of the Northeast, points Northeast. And some of these could produce some small hail, which is some cold air aloft. These will be some chilly, heavier downpours. But they will fly through the entire Northeast. Pretty much everybody from New York State onward to the Northeast has an equal chance to see some convective downpours today. Nothing really storm-wise, but these will work their way through the afternoon, the evening, and then by the time waking up tomorrow morning, a little bit quieter, but could do it again tomorrow. But definitely kind of just a showery, kind of cloudy day for areas of the Northeast. South Central U.S. should get you about 10, 15 seconds of fame. There ain't anything to speak on. Nice day, beautiful weather, nothing over the next 24 hours. Might not be a drop of precipitation that falls anywhere in the South Central U.S. today. Great Lakes region, definitely much quieter. No kind of lake effect energy coming off the lakes anymore. Maybe a little bit off the southern tip of Lake Michigan. Could get a little bit off Lake Erie that flows through and gives eastern areas of Ohio some shower activity, maybe Cleveland too. Outside of that, 15, 20 seconds of fame for you folks. Pretty quiet day. Not a whole lot going on. Really isn't. Out west, Pacific Northwest, a system moves in, delivers rain. Rain will take over throughout the morning. A very rainy Monday morning for you folks along the western sections of Oregon and Washington, even extreme Northwest California. This has just been the general theme out here. But as we're making our way into later this afternoon, this evening, some of these could fall in the form of some storm activity, especially in western Washington. So we'll have to watch for that. And then this rain will make it into northern Idaho, and then eventually northwest Montana later tomorrow morning. Then another system turns around and makes its way through. But just kind of a rinse and repeat kind of deal from multiple days we had last week in the Pacific Northwest. Temperatures, I mean, it's not really like fall out here. I mean, this is, just a few short weeks ago, this was low temperatures. These are high temperatures. Chilly day across the southern Alps and the entire Alps region. When I say Alps, I mean the Appalachian Mountains. Ohio River Valley, very chilly, just 50s. Great Lakes region, 40s, maybe some low 50s. Midwest, chilly day. But, I mean, even outside of these regions, I mean, just the 60s. Down into Florida, guys. Fall air mass today is pretty much taking over the entire country. Western U.S., warmer than average, getting all the way up into the 70s for the Rockies. Not obviously the higher elevations, but 70s for a lot of areas, 80s even for some of these valleys, and definitely back to above average temperatures. Folks, that's all I got. This might be one of the first videos I've did under 10 minutes in quite some time, but in a rush, and I'm not going to yap my jaw about anything that's really not going on. So quiet day. Appreciate the support, guys. I really do in these slower times, and thank y'all for continuing to support me by viewing my content each and every day. But probably not going to get a video this evening just because we'll get back late. But God bless all y'all. Definitely asking for prayers for safe travels today. And love you all. Appreciate y'all. Have a great day.